Today, for the first time ever on the channel, I am going to be showcasing my entire graded collection consisting of 178 graded Pokemon cards, primarily all PSA slabs. There are 3 CGC and 1 Beckett slab. As far as value goes, I literally have no idea. I have some insanely expensive pieces and I have some insanely cheap pieces. My collection consists of modern, vintage, Japanese, English, obscure pieces that you might have never seen before. It's all just cards that I like and cards that I'm not really collecting in master sets. So let's check out both of these Zion XL cases filled with so many different cards that I appreciate, starting with my PSA 1 collection. Starting off with the low grades, we have a first edition base set Shadowless Squirtle. I graded this card myself. I am trying to complete the trio of the Squirtle line from base set. I have the Squirtle, I have the Wartortle. Both of these I have found out and about, absolutely destroyed cards. The only one I'm currently missing is the Blastoise. I have not found a destroyed Shadowless First Ed Blastoise yet, so I'll come across one day. The next is my Expedition Blastoise. I got this a while back as an AGS 1.5, cracked it open, sent it to PSA, and it got the 1. This card is super sick. I love it more as a 1 as a PSA versus the AGS 1.5. Big Scyther fan, graded this one myself. Rocket Gang, First Ed. Also love Tyranitar cards. So Tyranitar EX from Unseen Forces, Dark Tyranitar from Destiny, Persian, Giovanni's in a 1, Pidgeot from Legendary Collection, and then I have a no symbol PSA 1, missing the jungle symbol right there. This is the only 2 that I have. Again, I graded this one myself. I've graded almost all of these low grades. And this card is kind of cool and special to me just because it's a cat and I consider it has 2 lives left. So it is clinging on. It didn't go for the 1. It's not on its last life yet. This card is busted, but it's not quite there to be a 1. And then one of my favorite ones is the Dark Slowking EX Team Rocket Return Reverse Stamp. This card is so defaced, so much of the holo is showing through it that it's just a much cooler looking card in my opinion in this shape. And the backside is just as bad. Looks like it got ran over by a car or something like that. Finally, for the low grades, we have an obscure piece, Mewtwo and Espeon promo card. This one is super cool. It is just basically kind of crinkled. It's really hard to tell on this card, but it is beat up. It did deserve the 1. Mewtwo EX from Ruby and Sapphire. I have this in English as a 1 and Japanese as a 1. I graded these in both individual orders. And then the next 2, Team Rocket's Returns, I graded these sequentially. So I have an English and a Japanese of the Rockets Mewtwo EX. These cards are super cool. A couple more of my favorites right here. Armored Mewtwo in a 1, Base Set Mewtwo Japanese in a 1 from 1996, Rockets Mewtwo in a 1, and then finally Delta Species Reverse Stamped in a 1. This card is extremely cool, extremely rare, and worth a ton of money in a 10, but I think it's just as cool and special as a PSA 1. Still in the black Zion case, the white Zion case is where I keep what I consider my better stuff. These are just kind of all over the place Pokemon. I have them all sorted more or less by Pokemon, so I like Slowking, got the alt art, the full art, I got the Slowking Japanese. A lot of my stuff is going to be primarily Japanese, but I do have some English mixed in as well. Love that Tyranitar art rare. T-Char and Sableye, have 2 of those there. And then a random Zapdos EX from 151. I just like this card. I like Zapdos, and this was a cross grade. I sent it into PSA. It got a 9. I did not think it deserved a 9. I thought this card was super mint. I cracked it open, resubmitted it myself, and it ended up being a 10, so I'm keeping it like this. Lucario is another one of my favorite Pokemon, so gotta have the full art from Hidden Fates. Love this card. It is super sick. I actually want to track it down in Japanese as well. I know the texture is just going to be insane on it. I just haven't had my hands on one yet. Lucario Melmetal from Tag Team All-Stars, V-Star Universe Riolu, the Riolu Art Rare. Love this one as well. Rayquaza, I just really like this card, so I wanted it in a 10. I really like the Magikarp card as well. And if you see a trend here, a lot of these are just continuously going to be PSA 10 Japanese cards. The Zorora V-Star, I have a master set of V-Star Universe, but I just really like this card. This Manaphy is actually kind of special to me solely because it was my first slab in my collection out of a random, I think, mystery bag or something I picked up years back, and I pulled this. I am never going to get rid of it just because it was my first slab, and it just means more to me in that way. Here we have my bird line. If you saw a PSA return video, this was probably like 4 or 6 months ago on the channel, I sequentially graded a lot of Pidgey cards in a row. Pidgey, Pidgeotto, Pidgeots, and unfortunately the Pidgey got a 9. Every single one sequentially after got a 10. So all of these cards are sequentially graded. The Pidgeotto, the Pidgeot Full Art, then we have the Art Rare Pidgey, the Art Rare Pidgeotto, the SAR, Alt Art Pidgeot there, another Pidgeot EX, and the Pidgeot Full Art. So these are all, I think, Ruler of the Black Flame in Japanese. Every single one of these is sequential with each other, and they just had to screw me on the first card, giving it a PSA 9. The next two are not PSA cards, but they are still special to me and stay in my personal collection. This is a CGC Pristine 10. It is a reverse Chansey from 151. Honestly, probably worthless, but I got it at Card Party, and Matt Quinn, the VP of CGC, I made friends with him over the weekend. We chatted a few times on separate occasions, and he tracked me down in one of the showrooms after the second talk that we had, and he gave me this card. It is a Card Party exclusive slab, and I love it. I love who it came from. Matt, I appreciate this card, and I am always going to hang on to it. The next is a reversed Legendary Collection Squirtle. I've had this card for a while now, and I am doing an LC Master Set. My current plan is to break this card open once I am at the end, or at least have the full page of what page this is on filled up. I'm going to break this open and put it in my LC Master Set. So this is actually the only Beckett card to my name. So now we're going to get into the good stuff, or what I consider the good stuff of my collection is. The black case is just random odds and ends, including my PSA 1s. It is not full, so we've already gone through what I have in my black case. My white XL case is 100% full, and I have one other card in front of me, which is the rarest card I consider in my collection. We'll go ahead and knock this one out. It's in a Phantom display. This is a Topps Chrome card that I pulled myself out of a box break that was local here to me, and it is a PSA 10 Tekno Scyther. Now, the price on this card, I have no idea. It could be upwards of 5 digits. It is a pop 3 or 4 to my knowledge. I haven't checked in a while. This is the rarest card that I own. It is probably the most unique card that I own, and it is what I consider pretty much one of my grails. I love Scyther, and pulling a Tekno Scyther myself, grading it and getting a PSA 10 back is just unreal. The history behind this card, the story behind this card, just this card itself is super sick, and it is probably my favorite piece in my entire Pokemon collection. So my slab collection in my white case, one entire row is dedicated to Giovanni and Team Rocket. I have a Blastoise and Mewtwo row. I have a Scyther, Pidgeot, and Pikachu row. And then the last row is dedicated to Japanese full art trainers. So the first pile here, this is all going to be considered what I have as Team Rocket or Giovanni, or just kind of bad guys in the Pokemon universe. Rocket's Tyranitar from Versus. I love this card. It is one of the sickest artworks for Tyranitar. The next one is a full art Giovanni. This is one of my favorite arts for him. And then a World Hobby Fair Persian. This is a non-holo card, not like the English one. And it is an exclusive promo on the Japanese side. Super rare. I love it. It is one of my favorite Persian arts as well, just like I have it as the PSA 2 on the English side. I just picked up the Persian art rare that just came out. Another Giovanni. I have the full art and the alt art from 151 sequentially graded. Bunch of different Shiny Star artwork. So I have the Shiny Star V PSA 10. I have the Classic Collection one. I have a Japanese Gym 2 PSA 10 Giovanni, Giovanni's Scheme in English, Giovanni's Exile, Boss's Orders, all Boss's Orders right here, English and Japanese, 25th Anniversary Rockets Admin. I have this card in both the Classic Collection and the 25th Anniversary. Next couple are all Team Rocket Returns reverse stamp cards, Rockets Hideouts, Rockets Trickery Gym, and another Rockets Admin, just all different eras and different print lines. This is obviously the original. Jessie and James, 25th Anniversary, movie promo here. This is a Japanese Bandai. I really like this card. They're all playing baseball with the Rocket hats on. Shiny, this is Sky Legend PSA 10. This is just the regular trainer. The Hidden Fates full art in English. This card I graded myself. It is a card-ass vending prism. I was hoping for the 10 on it. It got a 9. I have no intentions of getting rid of it. I think this is the first PSA 9 that we've come across. I have Rockets Wobbuffet from Versus in a 10. The Team Rockets Mimikyu card. Team Rockets in the background there. This is from the Ash vs. Team Rocket deck, which I have, I think, every single card from that deck that is Team Rocket related. So I have the Meowth there, the Beware with the Wobbuffet and the Jessie and James and Meowth. Another Wobbuffet card. That's the Jessie and James there. The Marini with James. Another Rockets admin card. This is from the Japanese side from the silver deck. Another silver deck card. The Rockets Pokeball. And then I have Jessie and James, the Jack of Spades. This is another obscure piece, just a bicycle playing card. But I thought it was really cool and I picked it up. These are going to be some of my Mewtwo and PSA 10s and 9s. I have the Game Boy exclusive Mewtwo. Honestly, probably one of my favorite Mewtwo cards. I have a Topps Chrome PSA 10. This is base Chrome. This isn't Spectra or Tekno or Sparkle. This is just a base 10 Chrome Mewtwo, which I love. I just love the artwork from all of Topps Chrome. I have a PSA 9 First Ed Rockets Mewtwo. The Striking Back Mewtwo Holo Foil promo. This card is super sick as well. Cosmo Holos on it. Card-ass Prism PSA 9 Rockets Mewtwo, or not Rockets Mewtwo, just regular Mewtwo with the chunky fat belly, older artwork. This is from 1997, so this one's super old too. The art rare from 151, and then V-Star Universe Mewtwo fighting the Charizard. I just love this art. I have only a couple V-Star Universe cards. It's just my favorites that came from that set. Up next, we have all the Squirtles, Wartortles, and Blastoise. I am a Squirtle starter, and I love their cards. The absolute favorite Squirtle, I think the best Squirtle card ever printed, is the McDonald's Squirtle, Japanese, 2002. Big swirl on it right there. And then I have it sequentially graded with the water energy that is also double swirled up. So these cards were graded in a row, PSA 10s. I got this in a trade from my buddy Pete locally. I had this card in a CGC 9.5 old label, and I traded him that amongst some other stuff for the pair here. I have a Spectra Topps Chrome Squirtle in a 10, and I have a Spectra Blastoise in a 10. However, I do not have a Wartortle in a 10, which sucks because I did pick up right here a CGC 9.5 in a Spectra Wartortle. It is a super low pop on the PSA side. It's like a pop 3. I tried cross-grading this without breaking it out. They did kick it back. It did not give it a 10. I might try it again one day. If you have a PSA 10 Spectra Wartortle, hit me up. I really want one. I really need one. I need to finish the trio here. I'd love for this card to complete the trio, but for the meantime, I technically have all three. Technically, this is a CGC 10 now, but I'm not going to be happy until I have them all in PSA 10s. Blastoise 25th Anniversary, Blastoise and Piplup. These cards are really cool too. They're the Fire Red Leaf Green like promo cards, and I have this one in a 10. There's another one I really want to get my hands on, like Pokemon artwork on the back, Kangaskhan and Golduck. So it's just another unique piece. I have a lot of Bandai cards in the collection, raw and graded. So this one's like this whole Squirtle squad with the glasses, rest of them all blowing water. This card's really cool. He's taking off the glasses. This one, I think, is just Brock checking in on Blastoise. These are all like movie scene cards from the TV series. This card is one of, I think, my last CGC in the collection. Got this from one of my buddy Shakes. He gave it to me as a birthday present a couple years back. I'm never going to get rid of it. It is not my cup of tea when it comes to CGC anymore. My taste has changed over the years, but I appreciate this card all the same, and it is in my PC. Some other of my favorite Squirtle arts is going to be from the original Squirtle deck. This is from 99 on the Japanese side. I have, I think, every artwork from that deck outside of the Blastoise. I see a lot of CD promo Blastoises and PSA 10s, but it is hard to find a Squirtle deck Blastoise. It is the exact same artwork. There are no differences outside of the little symbol here. Instead of the CD promo symbol, it has a little Squirtle. That's the one I'm trying to get. Ace of Hearts from 1996, 1998 Jack of Spades Squirtles. I have the Old Maid one just because I thought it was cute and I graded it myself. Art Rare from 151. The Blastoise SAR Alt Art from 151. That is going to be the last one in the Squirtle collection. Next up, we have some Scyther and Scizor cards. The Bugsy's Scizor from Versus. Love this one. The Wind from the Sea. I have this card in Aquapolis in my master set on the English side. This is also one of my favorite artworks, so I am definitely keeping it as a PSA 10 on the Japanese side. Full art that I graded this one myself too. Rocket's Scizor I picked up. This is a promo card. English side, Best of Games. I do want it on the Japanese side. I think it's a Versus promo, and it is hollow, so I need to track one of those down. EX full art from Breakout. I have a Scyther, just regular chrome. You already saw the Tekno. I would like to get a Sparkle and a Spectra one day to have all four, but those are kind of pricey, and if I don't pull it myself, I don't know if I'll ever be able to pick one up. I have a Pidgey, a Pidgeotto, and a Pidgeot, all base chrome. These are not sequential. I picked them all up from different sellers, but love all these cards, love all these arts all the same. Pidgeot from Expedition, Japanese, PSA 10. Again, one of my favorite artworks for Pidgeot too. So got to keep it in a slab and got to keep my English version in the master set. And then we have a lot of my alt arts. I am doing, I say doing, I'm not really actively ever doing it unless I come across a good deal. Sword and Shield, PSA 10 Japanese alt arts. I have Starbirth Charizard, the Celebi, I have the Machamp right now, the Unknown, the Beedrill, this one's super sick, the Hisuian Sneasler, the Arceus V card, I have Luminion V, Emo Nemo, Charizard from 151. These aren't Sword and Shield, but I am doing all of the alt arts from Japanese 151 as well, along with doing my my raw master set. I am trying to get all of the alt art. So I have the Charizard, the Zapdos. I have some of the other ones you've already seen. They're just scattered in different spots. And I really like this Tapu Koko SAR card. It is a sick artwork, a lot of cool texture on that card. So just another obscure thing I'm keeping in the collection. To be frank, I'm not a huge Pikachu fan. I just like some of the artworks. I have the Fan Go felt hat in a 10 in the like the exclusive light gray graded guard. I do love anything that has Red and Pikachu on it. So I have the promo card, the 20th anniversary one. I have the VMAX Climax one, the CSR, Detective Pikachu on the Growlithe. I have the Yugonaba Pikachu one. I don't have any of the evolutions. I just like this one exclusively. The Scarlet Violet promo card I have. What's this? Another promo, the Gym Event campaign, fighting the Charizard in the background. Expedition Hollow Pichu. Love this one. Big swirl on it. And the Mischievous Pichu. I do have some Pichu cards. This one is super cool as well. So if I just come across it in a good deal or get in a trade or just find one I like out there in the wild, I just pick them up. Next two are my couple error cards. Lucario from Hidden Fates. This one is just insanely off-centered. Got this from a local friend. That is the highest score you can get on an off-centered card in PSA. So it's a 9 off-centered, showing the print dot, alignment dot down there. And then I also have a number 5 non-hollow Dark Dragonite in a 5, a PSA 5. This is an error card. So in Team Rocket, this is supposed to be holographic when it shows the 5 at the bottom. I think the non-holo is like 21 or 22. And as a number 5, it is an error because it is lacking that holographic layer. So this card right here is actually from my childhood collection. I graded it myself. The condition was not great because it's been in an old school binder its entire life, but I love it. I actually love that I got a 5 because it matches the error down there at the bottom. So again, just another obscure card that is part of my collection. We've made it to the last row. I am trying to fly through these cards because there are a lot of them. All of these cards right here are full art trainers. So let's jump into these. Cynthia, Hidden Fates, PSA 10, mainly because of Lucario, but I do love Cynthia as well. These are actually both of my favorite Pokemon. I do love Garchomp, so this is a super sick card. I have the Iono and the full art and the alt art in English. Pulled them both myself, so I graded them and kept them. Cynthia's Ambition I have. Another Cynthia card, Extra Battle Day in Japanese. This is an exclusive there. I have the Sightseer Holo. This is another Japanese card, is a Pokemon Gym stamped card from Have Fun Spring. This was a cool promo card that I came across in a reverse stamp. I love Leon. I have it in English and Japanese, both 10s, and then Gladion in a 10. Next stack of mainly, I think, full arts here. Bianca, Gardenia's Vigor, Morty's Conviction. I have the SAR Salvatore. I graded pretty much all of my pulls when I've been ripping Japanese, so I've kept at least one copy. Some of these might go away in the future. Like, I'm not married, especially Paldean students. I don't really like this card at all. I'm just keeping it in my trainer stack for the time being. But I think because the entire side of that case is full, I do need to purge out some cards that I just don't really love. I do like this one, the Coach's Trainer. This is from the Sun and Moon era. The Avery, not a huge fan of this one. I just think it looks kind of cool with the floating Pokeballs. What's this? First Side Girl, Worker from Paradigm Trigger, Dendra, Katie, Irida from V-Star Universe. Just again, another V-Star Universe card, but I really like this one, so I got it in a 10. Team Star Grunt, don't really care much for this one. Arvin, not a huge fan of this one. Now, these two last stacks I consider my favorites when it comes to full art trainers. Again, I have graded almost all of these personally myself. The Erie SAR, the Penny SAR, Iono SAR, what's that? Shiny Treasures, Bianca's Devotion, Iono in Japanese, Miriam. These are all big, valuable cards too on the Japanese side. And I've pulled every single one of these, I think, so far, except the Iono from Shiny Treasures. Have the Lana's Assistant SAR, Parasol Lady, Erica's Invitation from 151, Erica's Hospitality from Tagbolt, another sick Erica card. Erica is one of my favorite trainers. There is the full art from 151, and last card of all of them is going to be Red and Blue from Altered Genesis. Just a super sick full art trainer card. I love it, especially in a PSA 10. So that's it. That is my entire slab collection. It is growing. I have a sub out at PSA right now with a few more cards that I plan on putting in my PC. Some of these cards might get purged out in the future, especially some of those trainer cards that I just don't love. But 99% of those other cards are staying in the PC. Maybe some of the black case stuff might change. My taste is constantly changing as far as what I like, what I don't like. But primarily Japanese PSA 10s are my cup of tea. And specifically, a lot of it's modern, just because I master so much English on the vintage side that I just don't see the point of doubling up on some of those outside of my favorite arts. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the collection. Love it or hate it. They are all special to me because it is my collection. It is my cards. I know it's all over the place between value, rarity, newness, oldness, but they are just cards that I love. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Don't stop.